The film begins with a young boy named Shoya Ishida who intends to commit suicide after saving enough money to give to her mother, but changes his mind and decides to tie up loose ends instead. The movie takes a few years back in time to reveal a sixth-grade student named Shoya, wherein a transferee named Shoko joins the class and reveals herself to be deaf. Her classmates grew fascinated by her and talked to her by writing in her conversation notebook. However, soon enough, her classmates grew tired of trying to communicate with her. When Ueno, one of their classmates, got reprimanded by their teacher for her reading, but excused Shuko's fuzzy speech, that's when Shoya decided to mimic her speech and bully her. After this, her classmates start to ignore and badmouth her, leaving her all alone. A teacher comes to their room and asks them to learn sign languages for 3 minutes every day to make it easier for Shuko to communicate. While Ueno rejects the teacher's offer, Sahara accepts it and becomes Shuko's friend. With each passing day, the bullying incidents against Shoko become more severe. Things start to get a little out of hand when Shoya decides to forcibly remove Shoko's hearing aids one day. The girl begins to experience ear bleeding. The following day, a teacher from the school enters Shui's class and discusses how Shoko's mother learned about the bullying and how they have thrown her hearing aids for 8 times already. In order to avoid having to involve the kid's parents, the teacher tells the bully to come out on their own. Every student in their class points at Shuya and puts all the blame on him. As their teachers inform Shuya's mother, she takes Shuya to visit Shuko's mother and apologize to her. In addition to fully compensating all of Shuko's hearing aids, Shuko's mother forcefully rips the earrings off Shuya's mother's ears to make up for the pain Shuko had experienced. The following day, Shoya realizes that the circumstances have changed now and he has taken the identity of being bullied in their school. Shuko tries to help him later on, but a fight breaks out between the two of them, ultimately making Shuko transfer schools. Years later, Shoya is now a loner and an outcast in high school who cannot look people in the eyes and envisions an X mark on their faces. Shoya considered killing himself, but he decided against it and instead made the decision to go meet Shoko and give her notebook back. When Shuko flees from him out of fear, Shoya pursues her as he asks her to be his friend in sign language. The following morning, Shoya wakes up to his mother discovering the large sum of money that he had collected for her before taking his own life. His mother threatens to burn all of his hard-earned money if Shoya doesn't stop contemplating suicide. Shoya encounters a boy in their school getting bullied into giving him his bike. Out of conscience, Shoya stands for the boy and tells the bully to take his own bike instead. On his way back from school, Shoya visits Shuko again to feed carps with her. However, a kid who names herself as Shuko's boyfriend stands in his way and prevents him from meeting Shuko. Afterwards, Shoya goes back home and meets with the boy whom he helped earlier. The boy named Nagatsuka found his bike and was on his way to return it to him. Shoya visits Shuko again and after a few days but gets stopped by the kid again. With Nagatsuka's help, Shoya still gets to have a meeting with Shuko, where they agree to become friends. Out of anger, the kid uploads Shoya's picture jumping into the river, which she has taken, resulting to Shoya being suspended from school. Shoya encounters the kid once more when he leaves to pick up his niece from the park. After a brief conversation, Shoya extends an invitation to join him for dinner. The kid stayed at Shoya's house but later on decides to go in the middle of the night without notifying anyone. Shoya pursues her and helps her make her way home. The girl tells Shoya that she is actually Yuzuru, Shoko's younger sister. When they get at Shoko's house, her mother emerges and slaps Shoya across the face without saying a word. Shoya introduces Shuko to his first friend at school while Shuko tells him that she wants to reconnect with Sahara. Shoya looked for Sahara and found her school, making the three of them reunite. On his way back, Shoya runs with Ueno, whom he tried to visit in her workplace, the following day. As Shoya was riding his bike, Ueno pops out of nowhere and sits at the back of his bike. They meet with Shuko across the street as Ueno quickly ran towards her and forcefully takes her hearing aids. Shoya stops her as Ueno realizes he has changed. Shuko changes her hairstyle and gives a gift to Shoya. Shuko confesses her love for Shoya, however, instead of writing it or using sign language, she tried to say it out loud, resulting to Shoya not understanding a single thing. Shuko runs out of embarrassment and starts to avoid him. Shoya decided to invite Shuko to an amusement park along with their former classmates and friends, to which Shuko agreed. Ueno also came with them as confronts Shoya that she absolutely hates Shuko and blames her for the reason that Shoya no longer have friends. Ueno then takes Shuko to ride the Ferris wheel with her and confront her. The following day, Yuzuru show up with a secret footage of Shuko and Ueno's confrontation at the Ferris wheel. In the footage, Ueno tells Shuko how much she hates her and asks her if they can be someone who just hates each other. However, Shuko explains that she does not hate Ueno, but instead hates herself, resulting to Ueno getting angry and beating up Shuko. Shoya confronted Kawaii at their school about spreading information regarding Shuko being bullied, to which Kawaii completely snapped and blamed the bullying on Shoya in front of their friends, as she denied Shoya's allegations that she had been a part of the bullying. Later on, they all met up where Kawaii said that she has now forgiven Shoya for wrapping up loose ends and making things right. Yumina rages at Kawaii for putting all the blame on Shoya and tells everyone that Kawaii was one of the girls who would just watch and laugh at Shuko getting bullied. Shoya snaps at every one of them, making them shut up and leave him. After being left alone with Shuko, he asks her if she wants to hang out during their summer break. A few days later, Shoya and Shuko hangs out together as they had planned. Shoya asks her to hang out with him tomorrow again as he tries to change his persona in front of Shuko and cheer her up following their grandmother's death. Shuko and Yuzuru then invite him over at their house to celebrate their mother's birthday. At their house, Yuzuru invites Shoya to watch the fireworks display with them. On the day of the fireworks, they all went together and watched the fireworks. Suddenly, Shuko told Shoya that she will go home first because she will study. Not too long after, Shoya follows after her to get Yuzuru's camera in their house. As he arrived at their house, they saw Shuko on the balcony watching fireworks. Suddenly, Shuko went up the balcony and decided to jump down and commit suicide. Shoya quickly ran towards her and was able to grab her hand as she was about to fall. As Shoya tries to pull her up just until she can grab a ledge, Shoya falls down in the river instead. Shoya goes into a coma. Shuko's mother and Yuzuru both kneeled in front of Shoya's mother to ask for her forgiveness. Ueno also went to the hospital and starts beating Shuko, blaming her once again for everything. Shuko's mother finds them and starts fighting with Ueno. On the other hand, Shuko cries and apologizes to Shoya's mother. Shuko decided that she wants to fix what she has destroyed. That's why she visited all of her old schoolmates and talks with them. At night, Shuko dreams of Shoya bidding farewell, making her ran towards the bridge, where they used to feed the carps. Shoya wakes up in the hospital and runs towards the bridge as well, meeting Shuko. He formally apologizes for everything he has done since they were kids and asks Shuko if she could teach him how to live. When Shoya returns to school with Shuko, he gets extremely anxious about facing his friends. However, he finds his friends welcoming him and giving him a gift as he realizes that he was wrong about them and asks if they could go to the school festival together. At the festival, Shoya looks around as he releases his anxiety of looking people in the eyes and acknowledging their presence. As he slowly reconnects with his surroundings, the X in their faces he has envisioned drops, and he tears up, recognizing the shape of voice of everyone around him.